Breaking news that could shake up your life if you're holding two passports. If you're an American with dual citizenship, what I'm about to tell you in the next few minutes could change everything about how you file your taxes, how you travel, and yes, even your citizenship status itself. This isn't clickbait. This is real policy change coming in October 2025. And trust me, you need to hear this before it's too late. Hey everyone, welcome to Dream Visa Updates, where we cut through the noise and bring you the facts that actually matter for your immigration journey. If you value staying one step ahead of policy changes that could impact your future, do me a favor right now. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and share this with anyone you know who holds dual citizenship. Let's make sure nobody gets blindsided by what's coming. So, here's the thing. For decades, America has had this sort of quiet understanding with dual citizenship. They didn't love it, but they tolerated it. You could hold two passports as long as you played by the rules. Well, that era of tolerance is coming to an end. October 2025 marks a turning point, and Washington is about to get a whole lot stricter. The government says this is all about national security, tax compliance, and making sure people's loyalties are crystal clear. Officials are spinning it as transparency and accountability for a complex, interconnected world. But critics? They're sounding the alarm, warning that these new rules could create a bureaucratic nightmare for millions of Americans living abroad or maintaining ties to their heritage countries. Let me paint you a picture of what's actually changing, because this affects real people with real lives. Right now, U.S. law technically allows dual citizenship. When you naturalize as an American, you take an oath where you promise to renounce allegiance to other nations. Sounds definitive, right? Except in practice, the government rarely forces anyone to actually give up their other passport. It's been this weird gray area for years. Some countries don't even allow dual citizenship, so people have been navigating these complicated legal mazes just to keep both identities. Well, October 2025 is when those gray zones get painted black and white. First up, taxes. And this is where it gets serious. If you're a dual citizen, you've always been required to report your global income to the IRS, always. But let's be real, enforcement has been spotty at best. A lot of people have gotten away with being, let's say, less than thorough with their reporting. That ends now. The Treasury Department and the IRS are ramping up international data sharing programs. Translation? Your foreign bank accounts, your income streams overseas, everything is about to come under a microscope. If you've been casual, if you've been hoping nobody notices, wake up. Those days are over. Fail to disclose your assets or income, and you're looking at crushing penalties, comprehensive audits, or worse, criminal charges. Washington's message couldn't be clearer. If you carry that blue American passport, you owe complete financial transparency. Zero exceptions, zero excuses. Now let's talk about passports themselves, because this is where things get really interesting. The State Department is overhauling the entire passport renewal process for dual citizens. Starting October 2025, when you apply or renew, you're going to need a lot more than just your old passport and a photo. They want proof of your primary residence. They want documentation of your tax compliance. And here's the kicker. You'll need to sign a statement affirming your allegiance to the United States. If your second passport happens to be from a country Washington considers adversarial or one that's under sanctions, congratulations. You just earned yourself a mandatory background check before your passport gets approved. The official line is that this ensures loyalty and prevents abuse of U.S. travel privileges. Make of that what you will. The oath of allegiance for naturalized citizens is getting a makeover too. The new version puts way more emphasis on exclusive loyalty to the United States. Now, they're not technically forcing you to renounce your other citizenship, but the message is loud and clear. When push comes to shove, Uncle Sam expects you to choose America. No hesitation. Legal experts are already saying this language shift could have major implications for future court cases involving divided loyalties or allegations of foreign influence. But it doesn't stop there. If you were born with dual citizenship, maybe through your parents or because you were born in another country, listen up. You're about to face extra scrutiny too. Federal agencies are implementing more rigorous background checks for anyone with dual citizenship who's applying for security clearances, defense contracts, or sensitive government positions. Having that second passport won't automatically disqualify you, but investigators are going to dig deep into your life, looking for any potential conflicts of interest. And if you're in the military or thinking about enlisting, this gets even more complicated. The Department of Defense is reviewing its entire approach to dual citizens, especially those connected to countries where diplomatic relations are, shall we say, tense. This review could mean restricted overseas assignments. It could mean new recruits from certain regions getting barred altogether. Supporters call it a necessary security measure. Opponents call it discrimination against loyal Americans who've worn the uniform proudly for generations. The debate is fierce, and it's not going away. Here's some good news at least. Your voting rights aren't changing at the federal level. Dual citizens can still vote in U.S. elections. But, and this is a big but, several states are now exploring legislation that would prevent dual citizens from holding certain public offices or making political contributions tied to foreign governments. These aren't federal laws yet, but the momentum is building. Observers predict more states will jump on this bandwagon throughout 2026 and beyond. So what do you actually do with all this information? Let me give you a 3-step action plan that could save you from serious legal trouble. Step 1, stay informed, and I mean really informed. These regulations are evolving as we speak, and when October 2025 hits, ignorance will not be a defense. Follow updates directly from the State Department, from USCIS, from the IRS. Don't rely on social media rumors or your cousin's friend who thinks they know immigration law. Step 2, get professional help. I'm talking about immigration attorneys, tax specialists who understand the intersection of U.S. and foreign law. Dual citizenship isn't just one issue. It touches immigration status, taxation, international policy, and every single person's situation is unique. Spending money on expert advice now could save you tens of thousands in penalties later, or keep you out of legal hot water altogether. Step 3, organize your paperwork like your future depends on it, because honestly, it might. Make absolutely certain your U.S. tax filings are current and accurate. Verify that every detail on your passport is correct. Document your dual citizenship status properly. Do not, and I cannot stress this enough, do not wait until the last minute. The government is serious about enforcement now, and delays or mistakes could haunt you for years. If you're still on the fence about pursuing dual citizenship, this is decision time. Dual citizenship opens incredible doors. The freedom to live and work abroad, maintaining family connections, honoring your cultural heritage, these are powerful benefits. But those benefits come with legal responsibilities that are about to get a whole lot more demanding. After October 2025, the United States expects every dual national to meet its standards without compromise. Let's bust some myths real quick, because there's a lot of bad information floating around out there. Myth number 1, holding 2 passports lets you dodge taxes or skip legal obligations. Absolutely false. The United States taxes its citizens on worldwide income, period. Doesn't matter if you live in Paris, Tokyo, or on Mars. If you're an American citizen, you owe taxes on every dollar you earn globally. Myth number 2, you can just pick and choose which country's laws to follow based on convenience. Reality check, the updated oath and these new enforcement mechanisms make it crystal clear that American loyalty comes first. Acting against U.S. interests, even accidentally, could trigger an investigation or cost you privileges you thought were guaranteed. Myth number 3, dual citizenship makes you untouchable legally. Not even close. Yes, it might offer some protections in certain situations, but it absolutely does not shield you from prosecution, travel restrictions, or sanctions if you break the law. Here's the bigger picture. What's happening in the U.S. isn't happening in a vacuum. Experts say these reforms reflect a worldwide trend. Countries everywhere are rethinking what dual citizenship means in an era of cross-border finance, cybersecurity threats, and constantly shifting international alliances. America is just the latest major power to tighten the framework, and Americans caught in the middle need to adapt fast. As we get closer to October 2025, expect federal agencies to release more detailed guidance on exactly how enforcement will work. Early reports suggest the rollout starts with new passport applications, then moves to phased tax compliance audits, and finally updates to security clearance procedures. Lawmakers are already demanding transparency, promising oversight hearings to make sure these reforms stay fair and constitutional. We'll see if that actually happens. For everyday Americans with dual citizenship, the bottom line is simple. Your status remains legal, but your responsibilities are expanding dramatically. This isn't about fear-mongering. This is about preparation. Make sure every document, every tax return, every declaration you make reflects total accuracy. The penalties for getting sloppy could be devastating. And this new system will have zero tolerance for errors or excuses. Dream Visa Updates will be tracking this story every step of the way. We'll monitor official announcements, court challenges, state-level proposals, all of it. And we'll bring you verified facts, not speculation, not hype, just the information you need to protect yourself and your family. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with this. The world of immigration, identity, and citizenship is moving faster than ever before. Staying informed isn't optional anymore. It's your shield, it's your protection, it's how you stay in control of your own future. If this video helped you understand what's barreling toward us in October 2025, hit that thumbs up right now. Share it with anyone else who might be affected. And subscribe to Dream Visa updates because we're committed to keeping you ahead of the curve with real news that actually matters. We'll continue tracking every major development on dual citizenship laws, tax compliance, passport regulations, and everything else that impacts your immigration journey as it unfolds in Washington and beyond. Thanks for watching Dream Visa Updates, your trusted guide through America's complex immigration landscape. Stay alert, stay informed, and keep chasing your American dream with your eyes wide open. I'll see you in the next one.